Hey, how do you identify? Oh, aromantic. Oh, what's that? Oh, basically, I just don't have a desire to have a romantic relationship. No, you haven't found the right person. There is no right person. That's kind of the point. I don't want to be in a romantic relationship with anyone. I mean, platonic relationships sound great. I love those. Oh, so you're asexual. Like a plant? Okay, first of all, that is not what asexual is. And second, no, I'm aromantic, not asexual. They're different. This is just so sad. You're gonna be alone forever. No, I actually have kids. My best friend lives with me. I'm not alone. Yeah, but you'll never love. Not romantically, but I love a lot of other people and things. But that's not love. You're right. Let me go tell my kids that you said I don't love them. Okay.
Put a finger down, aromantic challenge. If you have 6 or more fingers down, you might be on the aro spectrum. Put a finger down if the idea of getting asked out by a stranger makes you super uncomfortable. Put a finger down if you always preferred field trips to school dances growing up. Put a finger down if you see movie theaters and restaurants as fun places to hang out with a friend group. Put a finger down if you've never had a romantic crush or you've only had a few. Put a finger down if PDA makes you super uncomfortable. Put a finger down if you've been accused of crushing on friends that you just really like. Put a finger down if reading or watching romantic fiction sounds really boring or unappealing. Put a finger down if you're also way more comfortable with fictional romance than in real life. Put a finger down if you imagine your future without a romantic partner. And put a finger down if people always ask you when you're going to get a girlfriend or a boyfriend.
Why is it that when aromantic people say love is not what makes us human, people are always quick to shoot back with, but there are other kinds of love? And why is this upsetting to a lot of aromantic people? 1. Saying that there are other kinds of love implies that when I mention the word love, you immediately jump to the conclusion that I mean romantic love. 2. This implies that you hold romantic love above all other forms of love. 3. This is a prettier way of saying for me to see you as human, you need to feel some form of love, even if it is a version of love that society has deemed lesser to romantic love. 4. There are loveless aromantics who do not experience love in any form, and implying that aromantic people need to feel some form of love to be seen as human is extremely dehumanizing to them. Not all aromantics hate the phrase there are other kinds of love. Some of us find solace in it, but it is amatonormative at best and aerophobic at worst to force alternative kinds of love on every single aromantic person you see. If you want to support us, you have to support all of us, not just those of us who can conform to amatonormative standards.
Nice.
Oh, you don't experience attraction? That's not human. You must be like a robot or something. I'm a god. I don't think you realize that yet. I'm a god. I'm not human. I'm beyond attraction. Attraction is here. I am here, okay? I'm beyond human. Okay, so, hi. I have a conspiracy theory. Listen up. So, hear me out. So you know the common theme that aces and aros sometimes have bispectrum friends, okay? And you know how, like in ionic bonds, atoms give or take electrons, you know? So, this is just a theory, but what if ace and aros being friends with pan or bi or just bispectrum people are, hear me out, ionic bonds. So if you aces were ever wondering where your attraction went to, it went to the bispec. Oh, and by the way, you can keep my attraction. I don't really want it. Also, this is not anti-allo propaganda.
The next pride key that I decided to do was aromantic, which is often shortened down to aro. It is a romantic identity usually used by people that don't experience romantic attraction. A person who's aromantic may be asexual, but they don't necessarily have to be. Just like asexuality, aromanticism exists on a spectrum. There are some aromantics that enjoy romantic plot lines in movies and stories, while others may be completely repulsed by the idea of romantic relationships. There is little research on aromanticism, but there is a community of people that share a similar identity.
Let's talk about aromanticism. Aromanticism is the lack of romantic attraction. Think of it like asexuality, but with romance. Aromanticism can also be defined as someone who does not have interest or desire to be in romantic relationships. However, this does not mean that aromantics are heartless and don't feel things. Some may still want sexual relationships, platonic relationships, some even get married. Look up queer platonic relationships for more info. And just remember, attraction does not equal to love. Aromantics can still love people even if it's not in a romantic sense. Thank you for coming to my Tama Talk.
Hi friends, so today we're going to talk about aerophobia. I find it's a little bit less like your traditional homophobia, and it's more what you'll experience if you are bi, pan, or ace, whereas it's not really centered around like, oh, you're gonna go to hell for doing this. It's more like, we don't really think that exists, we think it's more of an excuse. Generally, being ace is a little bit more easy to accept, especially if you're a woman, because of expectations that we have about men, women, and sex, as opposed to aros, pans, and bis, where you're more likely to get accused of being promiscuous. Earlier I said that some people don't think that aros belong on the LGBTQ spectrum, and sometimes those that do aren't even good about their allyship. For example, people at Powered by Rainbows decided to do a video series for Aromantic Awareness Week. They also thought it was a good idea to have an asexual speaker talk about aromantic experiences. They later made the video private after backlash and then said, would you rather we not cover aro topics at all? So yeah, great allyship. There's a reason I had to start this by defining aromanticism, more in part 2.
Attraction doesn't equal desire. You can be asexual and still want to have sex. You can be aromantic and still want a romantic relationship.
This is the aromantic flag. It represents everyone who's aromantic, aka those who don't feel romantic attraction or who only do so in specific circumstances. The dark green stripe stands for aromanticism. The light green stripe stands for the aromantic spectrum. The white stripe stands for platonic and aesthetic attraction, as well as queer or quasi-platonic relationships. The gray stripe represents gray aromantic and demi-romantic people. And the black stripe at the bottom stands for the spectrum of sexuality.
Aromantic Glitterbeard! For all of you who think romantic feelings, blah, this one's for you. We got the eyeshadow layer, and oh my god, the green, the green, the green, the green, look what it does to my eyes, the green, the green, ah! You can do it, I gave you a boost, I believe in you. Like, is there something wrong with my thumbs? Yes! The black doesn't always sparkle as much as I wanted to, so I added a little bit of silver. Real quick, raise your hand if you don't feel valid right now, because I got a secret for you. Come here, come here. You are valid. When other people try to tell you that who you are or how you feel isn't valid, I can guarantee you it has very little to do with you. So what I want you to do is keep sparkling, because you already know why. I am sparkly, and I am powerful. Until next time, stay sparkly.
Ace! Arrows! Did you guys think I was gonna forget about you? No, let's go! Character has no canon sexuality or love interest. Ace and Arrow. It's free real estate. Straight boy, I like cats. Lesbian, same. Straight girl, I like male chickens. Gay, me also. Bisexual, I like both. Pansexual, doesn't matter, I'll take anything. Asexual, watching through a one-sided glass window within their life. Interesting. I used to think that friends with benefits meant people who platonically got married for tax reasons. In other news, I probably should realize I was asexual earlier than I did. Why, when you say I had a dream about you, people always assumed it was a sexual dream? No, mofo. I went to McDonald's and you were the cashier asking me if I wanted to supersize my meal. Coming of age movies need to be less horny. When I was a teenager, all I thought about was my pet mouse and illegally downloading music and how cool subways are. Me does nothing and I'm content not having a physical relationship. Aphobes give hate and negativity. Me, I expect nothing, and yet I am still let down.
They might not like Ken or Barbie. Why should they have to say sorry? Tell me, do you even listen?
You know what, I really need more aromantic content, because you know what, I want to talk about how being aromantic shapes my relationship with my gender and my view of monogamy, but I can't, because we are still in the very basic stages of acceptance. Like, there are people out there still saying that being aromantic is not wanting a romantic relationship, when that is fundamentally not it. And do you think those people are going to listen to me when I talk about how being aromantic in a society that has such entrenched gender roles surrounding romance has made me feel such a disconnect from my gender? No fucking way.
Up next is aromantic. Someone who identifies as aromantic may experience little to no romantic attraction. Let's hop right into those colors. First, we've got black and gray, representing the sexuality spectrum. Next, we've got white, representing platonic relationships. Now for the greens. They represent the aro spectrum and aromanticism. Some aromantic people still experience something similar to a crush, though it's platonic and often called a squish. Also keep in mind, we're finding definitions and stitching them together to teach people about the base meanings of sexualities. There are lots of things I can't fit.
How I should have known I was aromantic. Part 2. The meaning of life is love. That doesn't seem correct. What do you mean? Love is the greatest achievement we've ever made as a species. Whoa, disagree. You're just gonna throw coffee makers and toasters under the bus like that? Jeez. You cannot possibly be saying that a coffee maker is a better achievement than love. Love! Capital L love! Ugh, you're intense. I mean, aside from the fact that each person should be able to choose for themselves what the purpose and ultimately fulfillment of their life is, I capital L love coffee. What are you gonna do about that? I mean, like, romantic love. Well, I capital L love my family and capital L love my friends too. You're gonna invalidate that because you're obsessed with romantic love? You said I was intense.
Absolutely right, sir.
Wait a damn minute. Wait a damn minute.
Not me. Wrong bitch.